Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good. Well, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood here. And looking forward to talking to you today. We had a good podcast yesterday. I hope everybody listened to it. We talked about the law of attraction. And does it really work? And I thought that maybe today we'd finish that conversation. I'm fairly certain that people have some views about that. And I would like to talk a little bit more about it. And kind of specifically about certain aspects. So, the way that a lot of presenters start their workshops or seminars is with, asking the question, can your thoughts make you sick? And then if they get a favorable response, then they come back and they ask the second follow-up question to that is, can they make you well? Can thoughts make you sick? And can thoughts make you well? And that's kind of the premise that's used with the law of attraction and self-healing, right? It's sort of the premise. It's not written in granite, but it's where they go. And I'm just wondering what everybody's thinking about regarding that. I mean, everybody's looked at and studied the law of attraction. And you're either on board or you're not on board with, what your thoughts can do. And I'm kind of curious what people would say. Obviously, at the end of this thing, leave a comment for me to read. I'd kind of like to know what you guys are thinking. But here's the way that my understanding goes. And I'm not sure which camp I'm in. I'm kind of in both. I think the law of attraction works. And the programs that talk around that, I think, are successful. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And it's because of neuroscience. And the neuroscience says that your thoughts, right? Your thoughts can alter or change your chemistry and biology. And that's where it works. So, really good guy, kind of a founding father of self-healing and neuroscience, and he just speaks so well and simply and easy to understand. Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he's got testimonials galore of people that have had terminal disease, sicknesses, ill health, mental and physical. And for whatever reason, they have completely healed. And the road he goes down is your thoughts and emotions, can alter or change the body chemistry and reset different functions and bodily systems. It can upregulate and downregulate disease genes, healthy genes. I mean, this is what I hear. This is what I read. This is what I listen to. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a neuroscientist. I'm a person who does research into self-healing and neuroscience. And I have a hard time not agreeing with the stuff that he talks about, because he does get the results. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know what he has. Let's just say 1,000 people in a seminar, his 7-day seminars. I'm not sure how many of those people go in to that seminar with a terminal illness. I have no idea. But there's a few probably, and also a few that have, just ill health and disease of other kinds and sicknesses. And, he teaches them how to use their thoughts to upregulate and downregulate genes, both healthy and diseased. Right? And he explains the science to you of why it can work. And he connects the dots for you of why it can work. And usually, as I watch on the internet, there are people at the end who are overwhelmed with having been cured, so to speak, from whatever their disease was. And if you listen to him in interviews outside of, his seminar, he says, I'm as surprised as everybody else is. I'm seeing stuff happen that I never thought I would see happen. So he's kind of tapped into an area of neuroscience that seems to have an effect on self-healing. I mean, you can go back as far as you want with Dr. Joe, and I'm fairly certain, I've kind of done it myself. He's gotten results clear back to when he started. And that's pretty cool. He doesn't specifically talk about the law of attraction. That's not his, it's just not his thing. He does law of attraction, but he goes under a different group of bits of information that have to do with, thoughts and feelings and emotions and your bodily systems and upregulating, downregulating. I mean, science, neuroscience kind of stuff. There's other people out on the internet who are exclusively law of attraction. And they don't talk about the science because they don't do research into science of the law of attraction. They just talk about, like kind attracts like kind. So if you're, thinking fairly positively about whatever your intention happens to be, there's a likelihood that you can attract that into your life. And the opposite is obviously true. If you're not thinking positively, attracting things into your life, you're going to end up with, if you're living in lack, you're going to get more lack. if you can focus on abundance, there's a good likelihood you're going to attract abundance. Yeah? So, and then there's lesser people on the internet. I don't mean that negatively. They're maybe not educated as much. They don't have as much schooling. They haven't done as much research. And their opinions are basically based on, their own outcomes. Maybe they are trying to attract whatever, money or whatever, and they don't end up attracting money. There's a large percentage of people that do not receive what they're trying to attract. Here in the last, week is what it looks like to me. I mean, the internet has just exploded with sort of a multitude of people coming online and doing YouTubes and podcasts about the law of attraction just flat out doesn't work. And to me, that's just a lot of angry people, not getting what they think they ought to get. And the tide is kind of turning on the law of attraction. There are stories of people who attract things into their life, but boy, oh boy, the people that come to these shows and they ask questions of the facilitator that's doing the seminar workshop on the law of attraction, and all of their questions seem to be around nothing's happening. I'm not getting what I'm asking for. I think and think and think about blah, 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 whatever that happens to be that they want. And it just never manifests. And of course, the facilitator person has a reason why and what they're doing wrong. And I've gotten to the point with listening to one very specific person that continually has a reason why it's not working. Another excuse, another reason, another reason, another reason, another reason. And there's another couple people that I listen to that do their, I don't know if they're YouTubes or podcasts, but they do those daily. And, they try to talk to why people are not getting what they're getting. And every single day, there's another reason why people are not attracting and manifesting things into their life. And they go into another crazy explanation of what they're not doing correctly. So, for me, I'm sensing that there's a problem there with the law of attraction. And I think, I don't know when it started, 90s or whatever, I'm not even sure. But there's a lot of people that got very wealthy off of it. And some of the time, some of that worked. Now the people who got wealthy also had backup gigs. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they were professionals in other arenas. And then they just added the law of attraction to it. And then some of them were just, you know, living in lack, and they got on the bandwagon early enough that they became a spokesman for the law of attraction, and as a result, started acquiring money. I don't know if the people ever... I always wonder why the people don't become as abundant as the gurus. I've come to think of it, I've never heard of that. And I've heard Dr. Joe talk about specifically, you know, people who are looking for an abundance of money don't really want it when they get it. Well, I'm sure not buying that package. I've done a lot of research and worked a lot of programs, plural, around the law of attraction and self-healing. And I'm really not sure if I've achieved anything. I mean, from time to time, little things happen. But here's how I explain it. You know, they're penny, nickel, dime things. And I thought it would be something bigger than that. I thought it would be something bigger than that. And all I end up with is penny, nickel, dime. But I'm working the program as hard as I can. I mean, I believe in the program and I want the program to work. But, you know, for me, it's always been penny, nickel, dime. I haven't had a disease. Do you understand what I mean by that? I mean, I've had high blood pressure, sure. And I still have kind of high blood pressure. But I don't have the cardiovascular issues anymore. Well, I don't know. Maybe I do, but doesn't seem like I do. So I don't have any physical things to go back to and say I was healed. I feel good. I mean, I have a little bit of a cold today, but, you know, I feel good. I'm an old guy, so, you know, old guys kind of have prostate issues. And I guess I have a little bit of that going on, but I don't know if that's earth-shattering or a deal killer. I don't think so. I think I just have to work on that, as all men probably have to. I live a little more in lack than I do in abundance. I certainly, you know, direct my thoughts towards abundance. It would be fun to win the lotto. But, you know, as they say, if you're trying to attract winning the lotto, you're there for the wrong reason and it's not going to happen. I mean, that's pretty crazy, you guys. I mean, they have a reason why you're not manifesting anything. They have a reason for everything. And it kind of makes me angry. I don't know if it does other people. I've been working on attracting, you know, some financial security. That's a fair fair assessment. There's nothing wrong with that. I think everybody out there probably kind of would like to have more financial security. I just think that's an okay thing. I can't say that I've ever gotten to that point. I'm not destitute. I'm fine. I'm living a nice life and I'm fairly comfortable and everything, but maybe financial security is a big deal for me, and I don't feel like after years and years of working this, it's actually manifested. It has not manifested. And I don't hear myself and my thoughts or my emotions trying to negate that. I've gone, and everybody else, by all means, contact me if you want to, go through limiting beliefs. But, I've done mine, and I've worked with other people in getting them to change their limiting beliefs that may be blocking them receiving whatever their, intention is, right? But again, come on, give me a break here, folks. There's a lot of people who have a lot of advice that have a lot of money, millions and millions and millions of dollars. And they're happy to give you advice. Well, thank you very much, but I kind of want to have the advice from somebody who is similar to me and what that person is doing to, maybe have some financial security. Nothing wrong with that. So we really need to address it. There is a third side of the coin, and that has to do with your belief in a greater consciousness, a greater intelligence, a creator. Who's the guy on the internet that used to have a TV program? Maybe he still does. Steve Harvey, is that the guy's name? I mean, I don't know if he's doing things correctly or not, but he seems to be fairly comfortable, and he's fairly clear about his belief in the God of his understanding. And, he talks and makes reference to the Bible. I don't have a single problem with any of that. Any of that. I mean, we sometimes stay away from two things, religion and politics. Well, maybe we're here in 2021 and we need to get a little closer to that conversation, yeah? I've watched over the years, his life is ups and downs and goods and bads, and where he's come from, and I don't recall, I might be wrong on this, but I don't recall him talking about the law of attraction or self-healing. I hear him talking about his belief in a higher power, a God of his understanding. And believing in the Bible and what it says and how to live your life. And I don't know. I mean, he might be bankrupt and who knows what in a day, but his life is pretty darn good. From appearances to all of us looking from the outside into him. And there's other people similar to him that don't rely on the law of attraction, self-healing. I mean, I get so tired of that one lady and her law of attraction. I can't even turn her on anymore. I have no idea what she's talking about. I have none. I listened to her in the past and tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I don't know, to me it's kind of like a carnival. She's got a reason for everything. And she never answers the question that these people come to this audience and get up and talk to her, and I've never heard her answer a question. She talks around it, in front of it, behind it, about it. Never have I heard her answer a question. And I've been listening to her for years. I don't listen to her anymore. It's a waste of my time. It's a total waste of my time. And Dr. Joe, I love Dr. Joe to death. And I'm more of a believer in his program of self-healing. I don't listen to him anymore. He doesn't have anything new. Over the course of 2020 is when it kind of started. It's repeat of every single thing we've heard from him over the years. Nothing is new. There's no new approaches from him. I still love him to death. I think he's a genius. I think he's a marvelous man. I think he cares about humanity. I just waste my time if I go listen to him, because it's stuff I've heard so many times before. I just don't want to hear it anymore. The simpler the information, the more I'm attracted to it. In the book, The Secret, they say the formula is ask, believe, receive. Ask, believe, receive. For me, I don't know, I want to hear your comments, but for me, I've kind of taken that over the past few years, and I've transformed that into kind of a religious thing, a belief, a faith of mine. I believe in God. I absolutely do. I go to church religiously. I believe all things can be done through a greater intelligence, a greater consciousness, a creator. I pray all the time. I mix meditation in with that because the meditation has just numerous positive effects on your body and your bodily systems. So I kind of mix those two together, and I like putting together with that ask, believe, and receive. You have to be very clear with what you're asking. And you have to believe, once you ask, that you're not going to keep going back and asking again and again and again. And then you have to be ready to receive. Not everybody's ready to receive. I mean, I understand that. Not everybody is able to believe. So I kind of slant it towards religion a little bit. I guess what I'm doing as I'm getting more, what's the word? I've been doing this stuff for so many years. I'm now kind of designing my own program. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's great. I think it's wonderful. I think if I can take this, that, and the other thing and put it together into a program that works for me, that's all I care about. If I can be of service to other people through a program that I develop that's working for me, maybe I can present that to other people, as I'm kind of doing this morning, and hoping that it might be something that could, work for you. I'm not on the page of the law of attraction 100% at all. And I'm not on the page of Dr. Joe and his program 100% at all. But I am on the page of this little program that I've been building. And I like it. I like it. And maybe what we'll do is maybe not another podcast tomorrow, but maybe in the not too distant future, I'll work a little harder on tweaking my little program and then be able to present it to you guys a little clearer, so that maybe that would be something beneficial for you. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Title of all my stuff is always John Zager, Thoughts and Travels. And I've got lots of thoughts. I'm not saying they're all perfect, but I think they're in the ballpark. And I just wanted to pass this one on to you guys, and maybe we can talk about it a little bit more. Obviously, leave comments for me so I can read them, and we'll see where it goes from there. So, God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.